Before we get started, I want to let everyone know that May is mental illness awareness month. 26 years ago, this weekend actually, an event happened that affected me and changed my life forever. As dark as things get and as dark as things look, I promise you that there is light at the end of the tunnel. So hang in there. There is help out there for suicide awareness hotlines. With that said, things will get better. So here we go. What's up, Beer League hockey fans, fellow dumpers? Welcome to a special on-site Dump and Skate podcast. These guys are busting my balls already, laughing and goofing around. I'm okay with that. I'm the co-bender podcaster, on and off the ice ball buster. Jeremy, just because Holland is losing weight, he's going to bust my balls about what I eat, Abdu. And in this corner, weighing at 187 pounds, a record low since birth, the man that makes this podcast possible, the lead producer, Jacksonville team builder organizer, the guy with the face for podcasting and a body for oiling up. Jeremy, you can't hang up on me. You have to listen to me. Try on my shoes, Holland. Happy birthday, my dude.
Try on my shoes. I forgot all about that. Oh, man, what's up? Do you have an intro for these two guys?
Yeah, we'll start. I'm used to.
So we've got no riffs today. We're down in Jacksonville at tournament. We're going to chat beer league tourneys. We got a couple of special guests with us, good friends of ours, Andy Ponton and Cory Ward, and Abdu's got a special intro for them.
I don't have a special intro now. You just did it already. So this is on the fly. We are all at a Airbnb. Cory is my roommate, Mr. Snuggles. If you happen to look at my Facebook or Instagram, I posted something of Cory and Ponton trying to snuggle with me. They wanted nothing to do with it, but these guys are part of the Jacksonville tournament. We are on site together. They're sitting right across from us, so we figured we would get part of the team together for a special on the site podcast.
Well, the reality is we were going to make them turn the TV down so that it didn't bleed into the podcast. They started complaining about that, so we're like, fine.
I didn't say anything.
Fine, we'll just put them on the podcast with us.
What you guys can't see is we're literally on the water, but it's too windy outside to do this there, so we're doing it.
Yeah, this is our first podcast with me and Farthead together. This is the first time me and Farthead are actually side by side. If you notice, he just touched me.
They've been touching this whole time.
His hand is touching me.
You couldn't post the pictures of you trying to climb in the bed with me and Sarah, right?
His hand is on my leg.
Abdu thinks it's his hand.
So this is just a lead into my OnlyFans. I have these guys part of my OnlyFans. So let's get into it. We have a little bit of time. Yeah, we can get into the OnlyFans.
Go ahead. We'll wait.
We can start with feet pictures if you want me to do feet pictures.
Is that what your OnlyFans is all about? Is feet pictures?
Family. My
You
dad.
just want the link and what it takes to get on.
I'm
There it is.
actually on
There it is.
OnlyFans.
$10.
We're three.
$15.
We're 3.5 minutes in, and we've already embarrassed Abdu where he said,
My
my dad's
pay
going
to
to
get
be.
the-
I don't get embarrassed.
Oh, my dad's going to hear this, guys. My dad's going to hear this. Oh, man. So let's talk beer league tourneys. So
Yeah,
we're
we
down
got-
here in Jacksonville. We've played a couple of, all of us have participated in a couple of versions of beer league tournaments. And so there's two predominant ones that we're familiar with. One is a draft style beer league tournament. The two that we know the best, or at least I know the best, I think most of us have played in them, are the BLPA and the Headbangers. Is it Headbangers Brawl? Headbangers Brawl. Both of those tournaments came to our local rink in Savannah, and now we're down in Jacksonville at a different style beer league tournament, which was a bring your own team. Yeah, bring your own team.
Holland did such a good job at organizing this team. The teams that we went to the rink early yesterday to scout out our opponents, and it was pretty much just watching like the SPHL teams.
Well, I think everybody who's ever played a tournament knows when you go to a tournament, the tournament director always says, "Oh, we have 4 different divisions. You'll be fine. Put a team in the bronze. It'll be great." And then when you get there, oh, we only have 4 teams. Everybody's in one division, but it'll be fine. And then you draw the SPHL teams.
Yeah.
Basically really good teams. Holland said, I'm going to try and get some of the really good players that are available to play, and then I want to get some of the really, really bad players that are available to play, just so we look horrible and get speed backed. And he did a good job. He did a great job. We lost our first game yesterday, 5-0, 4-0. I said 5 just because I was being nice to the guys on the other team. We play another team today. They looked really good.
The
really
ex-pros
good.
on their team look fantastic.
Guy out there just skating around with sweatpants on.
We're going to have the best seats on the ice to
100%.
watch.
Literally.
It's going to be a Harlem Globetrotter style.
To be fair, there are also 2 teams in this tournament that are kind of on our level. We don't play either of those teams.
I don't think the team we played last night was like way off of our level. I just don't think so. Again, the group of guys we have there are so the 2 styles tournaments, obviously the draft style. We're playing in this one where we brought our own team, but we're going to Nashville in June, and we're going to be playing in a very similar style tournament where, fingers crossed, we're bringing a little better squad. We know that, and then we also feel like we're probably playing in a better division. Again, same potential problems where it's like, hey, look, we think we're playing in a BC division, and we get there and they're like, oh, we're actually got you playing in like an AB division. Hopefully not, but we think we may have the guns to be able to hang, even if that's kind of the case. So, but what we did here was we really brought like a BC team, and we are playing in an AB division 100%. So we're playing against guys that have a little more speed, they have the hands guys that our group just doesn't have. And so that's made it difficult. And then on top of that, we've got clusters of guys that have played together, but never as a full 10-man unit have we ever played. Like, I don't think any of us have played with Pepper extensively.
I don't.
And he's coming back off an injury, too.
Yeah, Pepper is coming off a bicep tear. I think he was just cleared like 2 days ago to go back to full contact. Because he said his wife was kind of like, I don't think this is a good idea. He's like, no, it'll be fine. Everything's good. So
And Cory got new skates, trying out new skates.
Man, skates are awesome.
I don't know that I've ever played with anybody on ice except for you, Jeremy.
You played with me
some house league stuff.
in the December skates when Rob did those.
Oh, years ago, back when you did that.
Yeah. No, I mean like on a team, like in a league on a team.
Yeah.
You know, we did some open skates.
But we also played a ton of roller together
Yeah.
for years,
Not
so
hockey.
we both are familiar. So yeah, and then I mean we've played some intermittently on like picking up with teams and things like that. So we played with each other a little bit, but never extensively. And again, I mean most of us haven't skated in a month.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And so
I
that
think
was
your brother's the only one that has played.
yeah, he went and skated.
But
in
to your
Charlotte.
credit, you did sign us up in the right division.
Well, what we thought was going to be. So, yeah, and same thing. They had an AB 35 and over, and we kind of fit that bill. Like I said, we got a couple of guys that are more like tournament level BC players instead of AB players. And we're playing teams that legit brought 3-4A guys, 4-5B guys. Like legit the best B guys on their B teams, legit some of the best A guys on their A teams.
No C guys.
Yeah, no C guys. That white team we saw yesterday had some guys that were probably C level guys. But yeah, so and sounds like there was a full-blown A-League team that got split in half. And looking at it, I don't think they got evenly split. I think that Jay Villain's team we saw yesterday out of the gate, I think they took most of the talent. Because the white team you were talking about that played second, that's the other half of that team. I don't think they split.
Well, and as we all know, like having 5 A guys and 5 C guys does not equal B level.
Correct.
We all know that. So, but
you did pick the best
with this format of a tournament where you bring your own.
Yeah,
team.
he did get the best C level players. I mean, we could have gotten a lot worse.
Well, we could have stopped and got him on the road here. You said we almost ran him over.
Who was it? I don't remember.
You remember it vividly.
I
Bright orange, and you were like, I remember this guy. What was the nickname? What's the nickname he has there, Cory? There's a good nickname.
Yeah,
You
you're
play
quiet
it.
over there. You seem to know.
Let's get you involved.
Screw it. I'll just say it.
Hockey
All right.
camp?
So we're driving here. I was first on the
Oh,
pack.
Cory let it out.
Good old hockey camp.
So we were driving here. Me and Cory left early. Holland is about 10, 15 minutes behind us. And as we're driving, there is a yellow pylon in the middle of the
Orange.
road.
It was
Or
yellow.
orange. It was orange, sorry. Orange pylon.
The whole point.
And
It's yellow.
I just
Racist.
let Holland know, hey, look, be careful driving in this lane. Can I just say the name?
Go ahead.
Tyler Kraft is sitting in the middle of the lane. Be careful. And so
This will be the one podcast he just clicks.
No, he
No.
liked the thing or the
He's-
page or something. I
yeah,
think he follows.
the trash talk, he liked it. So
Yeah, it was all about him too. Like it was straight up. I was trying to be kind of sleuth about it, and he rolled like hockey camp like 32 times, and then finally was like Tyler Kraft, and I was like,
look,
all right.
if your
there you
wife is
go.
going to videotape me busting balls, I'll just give you guys some
He's
airtime.
gonna be waiting for you in the parking lot one of these
That's
days.
fine.
He's driving to Jacksonville. He's going to drive to Jacksonville today. We're going to come out of the 6 o'clock game after
Hey,
getting
you'll
shredded
suspect me.
again.
That's fine. I'm driving in Ponton's. I'm riding in Ponton's truck. There's plenty of room in the back. Plenty of room in the back.
Dry spell's still going. You'll take anything, right? There it is. Sorry, Dad.
Inside joke. It's been 6 months.
Oh man.
6 months.
So yeah. So this obviously format is we're familiar with. You bring your own team. It is what it is. We kind of know what we've got. And part of what we were doing was bringing guys we knew we'd enjoy hanging out with. Got a couple of houses. Went all 8 together last night. Like I said, had a good time. It was nice hanging out.
Which is what really matters.
yeah.
In the end.
And so, but the draft tournaments like the BLPA and the Headbangers, and I got strong opinions, and I got no problem voicing them here, and I'll gladly voice them here. And I don't really care if the guys that run those tournaments hear it, and I don't care. I've done the BLPA. I did it last year. You and I did it. You did it, and you did it.
Yep.
That's where you and I met. So, Abdu and I met. We did the BLPA last calendar year. This year, I opted to not do that. I did the Headbangers Brawl one. It was less expensive. You go into the, so if you haven't done a draft tourney, you put your name into a big list, and there's actually 2 or 3 different ways they do those. So the BLPA does a full-blown draft. Like goalies get picked and separated. They have to chug, and then they get to start doing picks first. Each round is supposedly like players, and they just work through. Everybody chugs a beer, and then in the order that you finish your beer, you get to pick your players. And so that's how BLPA does theirs. Everybody gets drafted that way. The idea is that all the teams are even. All the teams did not seem to work out to be even. I don't know. Did anybody do it this year? None of you guys
I was
did.
deployed.
I know Chris did it, and Pepper did it.
Yeah.
So some of
Cooch
the guys
did it.
we know, Cooch did it. And so it didn't sound like it was as much fun for the guys this year. So I don't know if it was more even, less even, or what. I know the year we did it, you guys' team ended up kind of loaded, but that was an accidental thing where
Was
a couple-
it though?
Yeah,
Well,
right.
Was it?
You
none
don't
of them knew Carney.
You don't expect Carney's 55, 60-year-old dad to actually be good.
Well, and none of you guys knew who Carney was, really.
Yeah.
So Carney was a luck of the draw pick for them, and then Carney knew his dad, and so Carney got his dad. So, but it worked out that you and Dwight and Rossi were all on a team
Rossi.
together. So you guys are definitely varying levels of player, but you were 100% whatever like round you were in. The 3 of you were probably the best
The
one
best in that round.
in your round.
And,
so
they also do rely heavily on self-ranking, even though they say they rank you like that with other people that know you. But the difference between a 9 and a 7 could be a lot. You know, and if you put yourself as a 7, you're actually a 9. Well,
And according to those super nice guys that came down, they were like, none of you here are worthy of even being a 7. All of you are a 6 or below. The only people that are 7s, 8, and 9s are pros and semi-pros. So I got,
I think one thing that hurt in the BLPA is that they have a rule where you can only score 2 or
same
3
thing in
goals.
Headbangers. 3 goals.
There was one team that lost. They didn't have a great roster, but they had a great player. Once he scored
Mitchie.
his 2 or 3,
Mitchie's team. Yeah.
he couldn't score anymore, and they were still losing the whole time. And so he's trying to like
Y'all had
bounce the
Stilly
puck
going?
off of somebody's skate. And
Did you play with Mitchie?
You know.
Yeah, the first
Y'all
year.
had Stilly?
So that was also a problem. I can see where the rule could be good in places, but when your team is losing, it's a problem.
So the idea, I think, behind the BLPA, and I'm really not sure, but I know, so the Headbangers when I did this year, and I had way more fun doing the Headbangers. The teams were way, way, way more even, in my opinion. And then the way they divvied him up when you got to the like championship rounds and stuff, the teams were evenly matched. You were playing a team that you should be able to play against and stand a chance against, and likewise for them. And so everybody kind of had a chance to end the weekend with a win potentially.
Right.
And they treated their ringers the same way. So like you were supposed to play with me in that one. You had the snowboard trip that got moved around because of weather. So Contos played with me. Contos and I played on a team where we were the ringers, and Contos and I ran up against I think it was the 2-goal rule, but theirs is even different. So Headbanger says if you score 2 goals in any game, it's either 2 or 3, but if you hit that mark, I think it's 3. If you hit 3 any point in the game, you're done. Not only in that game, but they won't let, if you bump up against it like twice, they shut you down. So they don't want, and here's their whole reason why. BLPA doesn't spell it out like this, but Headbangers does. Headbangers is legit like we are a C League beer league tournament. We want guys that can't travel to a build your team tournament like this to have the experience to be able to travel to different cities, be a part of a team, have a good time, go to the hotel, go hang out, whatever, and just be able to do hockey and travel when a lot of these guys probably couldn't do that otherwise. And so that's their whole reasoning behind shutting down ringers. Matter of fact, I don't know if you guys follow the Headbangers page or not, but Abdu and I do. And we talked about this here recently. They just had one. Was it in Tampa? I think they had
they made
Tampa
a
tournament.
post about it was like a long post and a lot of comments about a couple of ringers and how it just pissed everybody off.
Right.
So they dropped down into a bottom. So the Tampa one, they actually split and had like an upper level league and then a lower level league. Because what's happening is all of these tournaments are having more and more ringers filter into them. Right. So you're getting stronger and stronger teams and weaker teams. So you're getting a team that really would probably normally compete is just getting wiped out by running into a couple of these ringer teams. Right. And then they go into the toilet bowl to play and they crush the team that's in the toilet bowl because they're actually a better team. So they've had to actually start splitting their divisions. Well, they split this division and this team dropped down, and it was the goalie. And I think it was like his kid and his friend. They were like 18, 19 years old. They were really, really good. And they apparently sat on their hands the whole tournament until they got to the championship. And then they both racked up 2 goals like that.
That's not a bad strategy.
It's not a bad strategy, but it created a lot of heartburn because guys were like, wait a minute, screw you guys. You should have gone and played in the upper division. Yeah. Even if you get mopped, if you want to play with your kids, go play in the division you belong in. So there was a bunch of back and forth. So I get where the guys from Headbangers are coming, though. Like, these are supposed to be tournaments for guys like C League guys that don't get an opportunity. Doug Waters called me this week. He wants to do some things around his house. He and I were chatting. He knew we were coming to Jacksonville. He's like, oh, man, I saw about that tournament. He's like, but I'm sure you guys basically don't want to take me. And I'm like, well, it's not that we wouldn't want to, but like you drown. He would look at that play and be like, hey guys, I'm sorry. I'll just stay in the locker room and clap for you. Like, I'm not going to go out there.
Should have brought him. Should have brought him.
But Doug Waters,
it's good confidence for people like me that can't play.
Which begs for some sort of third tournament format where you have the BLPA Headbangers, and that's great. But you're not playing with your people. You know, you're going to a draft.
You mean
may
your
play
people?
With one friend or something, but you're not taking your whole team of friends. And then you have what we're running into here in Jacksonville this weekend, where it's all a bunch of friends. We're having a good time, but we're not going to win a game. You know,
not with that attitude.
The middle ground here,
I believe in us,
which needs to be, you know, A, B, and C divisions, or gold, silver, bronze. But then that just doesn't happen most of the time.
Because you're only getting 5 teams that can play.
The problem with that, though, is, you know, B in your town is going to be different from B in my town.
a little bit, yeah. As close as we are in that was the big issue I had with the BLPA guys. They came from Ohio, and again, I'm not arguing that the hockey there is not really good, but the first experience I had with those guys is how belittling they were to us and the level of play we had. And they were like, "You guys wouldn't even sniff our C League," and I was like, "Okay, well, clearly I don't understand what C League is then," because they were like, "Oh, A League is all like pros." Well, I've had extended conversations with Abdu where he's been way more respectful about him and like, "Hey, yeah, back home, like." There isn't really an A and a B. Like those are all like pro and semi-pro. Like it's all C, C1, C2, C3. Yeah. And so even down here in Jacksonville, some of the guys that I think play on the Jayville, he said they play in what they call their open division here. And so that's probably what we would consider our A. I'm just used to terminology like A, B, and C. Right. Your best is A, so on and so forth. And we've had refs that ref our leagues that ref from all over. They've been Alan's refed in Buffalo, Alan's refed in
Chicago, Buffalo,
Chicago, and then he's refed in
Florida,
Jacksonville,
yeah.
Savannah. And he said, hands down, he's like 75% of your A league can easily go and hang in any A league out there. Like there's no problem. So it's not like our level of play where we're at is that far off. But yeah, I agree. I think that, I mean, what we would love to do is be able to like, hey, we're not going to be able to load up an A league roster and come, but we've got basically what we would call a BC team here. We were thinking we might be in like an A-B division, and it's more like an A-B division.
Well, and the problem would somewhat be solved if everybody made the playoffs and you split divisions at that point.
See, that would be a good thing too. Is like, hey, this team is 0-3. We got another team that's 1-2. Those guys are going to play for a bottom level. I don't need a necklace or whatever.
Right. Just
you
give
can,
me a game.
Yeah, let me have the game. And if you want to have a silly cup that we hold or whatever, like, cool. I don't need a prize to walk away from a tournament with. But yeah, I'm like you. Let the round robin sort out who belongs where.
Right.
And then, all right, you guys clearly need to play in this division, this division, this division. You just have 3 championship games.
Well,
I think the BLPA and the Headbangers Brawl does get that part right.
Well, and you tell me, like, we're all here. Technically speaking, we're staying here till Monday on the off chance we're playing on Sunday. If you're traveling, you're booking your lodging and all that to play on Sunday.
Right.
Well, now,
And-
like, barring a miracle, we're not playing on Sundays, so we're just here, you know.
Right.
Find a way for everybody to play on Sunday. Like, it's a couple extra games. Who cares?
Yeah, I wonder. I don't know what the financial piece of that looks like, so I don't know how that works.
Well, then just throw in a couple like
But somebody's
Extra bucks,
getting
yeah.
4 games for the same price.
Right.
You know, so you're already kind of screwing over the rest of your league.
A little bit, yeah.
You know, there's 6
Unless
teams,
they're-
2 are playing.
just
Unless-
do a guaranteed 4 games. Everyone plays on a Sunday.
Right.
Unless their financial piece looks like they've only rented, what is that? I don't know the number of slots.
Well, then
6.
2 extra games.
Nine,
add
10
$10
slots.
to the fee.
Right.
And then, like, there's 6 teams here. Gold, silver, bronze championship game. Period.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
done.
how
Problem
BLP
completely
did
solved.
it, right? Everyone played.
I was going to say that's right. It definitely feels like the BLPA and the Headbangers guys have that piece of the
But
puzzle.
see, they also
accurate.
cut out registration a month in advance so they can organize
True.
all of this. Here, they were like
Well,
trying to look
this
for
was
last. But that's the difference. That's what everyone
Yeah.
does in tournaments. Like when we go to Nashville in a month, I guarantee you it's going to be the same thing that we're doing that we have. That's going to be like they have like A, B, C division, gold, bronze, 35 and over. And it's just going to be one big tournament of 5 or 6 skaters. That's the way it was when we went to Nashville. We ended up making it to the championship. But I do want to say something. Ponton did say at the end, it's all about hanging with the guys. Like last night when we went to Cooch's house, but we want, and I said this yesterday, it was just nice to play hockey, just be out there.
Yeah.
But we went to Cooch's house.
I will say this. I agree with all that. I don't want to lose another game without scoring a goal. I'm gonna just be
Getting
honest.
shut out
Yeah,
is tough.
I mean,
Yeah.
If you win 1 game out of 3, fine. You
I
win
don't,
a game.
again, I'm all right if we lose, but like we better put pucks in the back of the net.
He just wants to do the Titanic, Sally.
It's got nothing to
He
do with
just
that.
wants to do the Titanic.
It's got nothing to do with
No,
that. It's just like we better get some decent. That was the most discouraging thing last night. Was like, God dang, we can't even like get into the offense. I kept saying on the bench, I was like, guys, we just got to get in the offensive zone and then let's just try to possess the puck. Like let's just hang on to it.
Well,
And I
afterwards,
think
you want to have some positive to talk about. You know,
Well, if some A-leaguer didn't hit the post, you know.
after an amazing drop pass from another great player.
Farthead here hits the post, and we're playing pond hockey rules or
man.
something. He had a great drop pass to me. To
But that
another,
didn't even hit the net, so we didn't have to worry about it. It's like
I passed it to their guy.
he meant
I
to
whiffed
drop
on
pass
the
it to me.
I whiffed
He
on the
meant to drop
pass.
pass it to me, and the guy just picked it. Like it was just like the 40+ game. The guy he just Ponton Holland wrapped it up in a bow, polished it up, and said, "Here's the pass on a drop."
You know the funniest part about all of
And he
that?
goes, "I'm sorry, Abdu."
I said, I'm sorry, Abdu, as I skated past him to back check and go catch my mistake.
Wait, timeout. I want to let everyone know, all you fuckers that say Jeremy,
now the video's demonetized.
that says
All right,
Jeremy
start over.
James, hockey camp legend, Spikes. I
Crap.
not
This is all
once
crap.
did not cherry pick. I played real hockey. I even played defense on a power play. So
That was quite
well,
hilarious, too. That was hilarious.
I did
And
not.
you did have to play defense on that power play because they had like 10 2-on-0s.
But I don't
so.
play. I didn't cherry pick. I played real hockey, and even my buddy Doug vouched for me on that. We were on the bench, and Doug's like, "Yeah, you are actually
he
playing."
said this was the first time since he's met.
But see,
So all the people that Abdu just like called out, this isn't a pattern for Abdu. This was a one-off.
that's fine. But here,
But
the thing
look,
is,
look for more on the next podcast.
He's just proving it can happen.
here's the thing. I know when I'm able to do that and when to play. Like just the teams that we're playing against, I know when to play and when I can pull that crap off.
I think what happened in that one is somehow he got stuck at the point and he noticed, well, like, wait a minute, there goes Jeremy, there goes Pepper. Those guys are supposed to be playing defense. Why am I at the blue line still? So then I think he just started backing up. Like, if we're in trouble, like, I'm.
But here's the other
one
thing.
time that laziness paid off.
Here's the other thing.
Instead of driving to the net,
I
he stayed
didn't-
at the blue line.
I didn't get beat on that 2-on-1 either. Like I almost like I don't know how to play defense. I think I almost backed up into Kyler, like ass to chest. But
I heard that's how you like it.
Kyler told us, did you see his pictures of his finger?
Yeah, I did.
Pre-game.
Yeah.
All right, so Kyler's our goalie. Kyler's a phenomenal goalie. If he was not behind us, we would have probably lost 10-0.
At least.
Because they beat us a couple times bad, and he had their goalie like slapping his stick on a couple saves. I was like, I feel embarrassed sitting on the bench as the D man. I'm like, stop clapping, man. Like, we get it. We're not stopping anything. So Kyler comes to me pregame and he shows me, so whatever hand he holds his stick with, I think it was his middle finger. He shows me a picture like the whole end of his finger is blown up like a balloon, just like huge, purple and all.
Shot?
No. So this was apparently on Sunday or Monday. He was playing in Charleston, and he said he took a shot that went up under his blocker and hit him, boom, like right in the tip of the finger. So you look at the back of his fingernail, he's got like a hole, like right there, where almost like when yours, right? And so, yeah, just like yours, just like that. Yeah, and so that's what his finger looks like.
Not a slash, guys.
He said
Not
he
a
was
slash.
gonna. He said he was gonna. Like he was waiting a couple of days to see if it would go down because he was gonna have to message me and be like, "Hey, I think my finger's broken. I don't think I can play with you guys. We're gonna be in big trouble then, like big trouble." And so he was like, "Look, I'm just letting you know." He was like, "I'm fine. I can block and stop." He was like, "But I'm gonna warn you." He was like, "I may feign like I'm gonna come out to play a puck." He was like, "But I'm not gonna try to play a lot of pucks today." He's like, it's going to be hard for me to grip the stick. So we were coming, I forget what point in the game was, but somehow one guy got behind all of us, one of the 15th times, and I was the closest D-man. So I was chasing him, and it was an easy puck. It was 10 feet from Kyler, and he starts to go towards it, and he looks up at me, and he sees me chasing, and I was like, crap, he's not going to go for it. So I just waved him back in the net. I was like, I'm not going to catch the guy.
That was the one where the puck went towards the bench.
It went over there, and the guy got to the puck first and came across, and I just trailed him and chipped it away from him. I don't think he realized it was close. And so Kyler took a step and had the guy kind of hold up for just a second, which gave me just enough time to kind of catch him just a little bit. And I was like, oh, gosh. So I really wish Kyler could have gone out and played that puck because I didn't want to have to keep back checking that hard. Oh, man. Yeah, his finger looked bad. So, and he said he rung it yesterday. Something hit it, but he's like, I was afraid like something was going to hit like the knob of his stick, like a baseball bat, and just vibrate down his hand. He was going to drop his stick and be like, ow.
You see blood squirting out.
Yeah. Oh, man.
We look good in our unis, warm-ups.
We got a compliment from the ref.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you being our
and
sports.
the timekeeper lady. Yeah.
Said our uniforms look really
Yeah.
nice.
We had
Yeah.
uniforms going.
And the logo.
Yeah.
The logo is good too. Thank you, Chicagoland Print, and being our sports.
Oh, man.
How was your breakfast today, Ponton?
The eggs were good, a little crunchy.
Okay.
That was mainly due to the shells.
Were they as
Maybe- I
crunchy
think
as
it
the
was a
pretzel
little
buns last
sand
night?
on the beach.
Hey, how were your pretzel buns last night?
A little crunchy.
I literally walked up to the stove,
We were wondering what you were doing. Like,
and there's like 10 scrambled
Wait a
eggs
minute.
in the pan.
This guy is about to give me crap
But-
for stepping away from the
The
skillet.
burner's on like
It's-
super low, and Jeremy's 20 feet that way. I'm like, when you make scrambled eggs, like you give them your time and tenders and attention.
You were really
like,
aggressive about it, though.
you
You
know.
were scrambling those eggs.
Yeah,
like
you don't want to
rented
sit
a
there
hooker, and she didn't even finish you off, and you got blue balls. You're like,
Okay, I was
when
a
Andy
little bit
writes
angry,
scramble, he
you
types it
know?
in all caps.
You know, I laid on the sofa all night. Cory did not come down, and so I was kind of pissed this morning.
I did,
you
though.
know?
I have the pictures to
Like
prove
he
it.
said, Cory did not come down. He was
Listen,
not worried about you coming.
Cory was going to come down, and we were going to snuggle. You just came and were really weird and did OnlyFans content.
Took pictures.
I did take
So,
pictures of your feet, too. I lifted up
yeah.
the blanket.
I don't know. I don't know.
Those
what
are behind the
So then
paywall.
let's get to the pretzel bun deal. This is just for memory's sake and for comedy content. We were at Cooch's. We were going to go to Hooters because I've been obsessing about Hooters wings since what, January,
Is it the
February.
wings you've been assessing about?
January 2021. Yes.
So still haven't gone to Hooters. We were supposed to go last night. Cooch is like, go to my house. I got it. I brought a chef. I brought a chef. I brought a chef. We got burgers and
Not
brats.
wrong.
Rob can, but we can't.
Hashtag Rob.
We got burgers and brats. So we went all to Cooch's house. Burgers were off the stove. This is a stove moment. Stove scrambled eggs. Stove.
The whole
Noting
thing, though,
that
too, was
we're
funny.
cooking hamburgers inside, and the vent fan was not on either.
The
I
whole
turned it
funny
on.
thing was Hannah tells us, she was like, oh, by the way, I didn't go out and cook them because I just didn't want to walk down one flight of stairs. I was like, dang it, Hannah.
So the burgers were ready, and I see Ponton. They got pretzel buns, and I'm like, why is he turning on? You saw that. We're like, why is he turning on the oven? So he was getting pretzel buns,
Yeah, he started splitting the
and he put.
Because nobody has ever toasted a hamburger bun.
So then this guy does a motion of what would him pretended like he has a, 3-foot hammer. He really doesn't. So I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? And the next thing you know, we hear smoke is coming
pouring out of the
out
oven.
of these. And then we hear Cooch goes, they're on fire, but he's still sitting. He's still sitting down, and in the process.
Most of this is lies.
You know
Most of it.
what's
Totally
crazy
unfazed.
is I was looking in the mirror and behind me I could see the smoke coming out of the oven. This was like maybe a minute before we realized, but I couldn't tell if it was like because he was cooking the hamburgers. I didn't know if it was like wafting.
I mean, there was smoke from that as well.
But to Ponton's credit, he did eat the most burnt pretzel bun. The ones that I had were good.
You had to dip them in water to soften them back up a little bit.
But the ones that were hard were like real pretzels, like the real hard
It
pretzels.
was like eating a 4-inch round pretzel.
I think Ponton chipped his tooth on the one that he had,
One of my
but
fake
Those
teeth.
buns never had a chance from the moment they came out of the bag.
The moral of the story is
You may have eaten the one. That's right. You forgot the initial part. So Hannah couldn't get them open. She gave him the Cooch, and Cooch was like, raw. And then Hannah, no.
There's
Hannah
hamburger
looks
buns
at him.
flying
Wait,
everywhere.
No, Hannah looks at him and goes, "I just let him do it so he feels strong." And I'm like, "What?" And then Cooch is like, "Oh, F you." And so he opens the next bag, and then like of the 8, 6 of them roll down his
One of
crotch
them's
and
in
onto
the
the
sink.
floor. Yeah.
so then he's putting the bags under his arm. He's like, he's putting them in his bicep.
Hannah and her grease spots are just sitting there, just shaking her head.
So this is why we do the beer. It brings out the kids in us. It's a lot of fun, just that ball busting stuff.
And this is also why, if you're gonna go to Hooters, go to Hooters.
Yes.
You
Yes.
can avoid Andy burning your buns and
The
Rob
only
rolling
thing
them on
missing,
the floor.
the only thing missing is some mini sticks. Thank you, Asaro. And just playing in the hallway, just
At
like we
the
did
hotel.
at hotel mini sticks.
I don't think my knees could take many sticks right now.
Because you're always on them. But it's been a lot of fun, and we got one more night of this, unless we make it to the championship somehow. I mean, I'm a believer. I'm a believer. But the team that we're playing, at 2:00,
Yeah.
it's really good, really good.
Score predictions, Cory.
I think it's going to be running clock.
It was 6. It's running clock
If
period.
it was 4-0 yesterday,
Well, they beat that team yesterday 6-3.
6-3.
so I'm going 8-1.
Who's the one guy scoring the goal?
Who's scoring?
Brendan.
Oh, it's gonna be.
It's gonna be
It's
somebody that you don't even expect. And
I hope
Kyler-
gets
He's
it.
gonna be
Kyler.
center of the
Kyler.
circles, and a pass gonna hit his skate and go in.
Either that, or it's going to be like an icing.
no, you know what's gonna happen? They're gonna score on their own goal.
Right, just to be like, yeah. Here you guys go.
It's just gonna be a mistake.
8-1,
you said 10-1.
8-1.
8-1.
I don't want to go.
What do you got, Ponton?
I'll go last.
All right, what do you got?
Jeremy, the brains of the operation.
Gee, man,
Oh, that's me. Oh, that's Jeremy. I'm going to go. You said 8-1?
Well, you are good at math, right?
There we are.
I couldn't even see him in the camera. He blended in.
An Asian.
It's like it's a white backdrop though. That doesn't even work.
You're right. I'm going to go 10-2. Two of the goals that they score is because Farthead just passed to them. But the two,
We're getting 2 goals in it.
I'm going to say 2 goals. I'm going to say Doug gets one, and if Jeremy plays a whole game as a forward, one of you two will get it by a pass from each other.
Okay. Who gets the other one?
Doug.
Doug,
Okay.
Doug, and one of you two in the 10-2.
10-2.
Yeah,
All right.
with running clock in the first period
Oh man, I don't know.
because
I
it
don't
is running
see-
clock tournament.
I didn't watch their goalie really close. I still think we've got a really good goalie behind us. So I don't know that we're going to get pumped 8 or 10 goals. I mean, I would say 6 to 7.
That prediction is no reflection of Kyler. Like,
Yeah, no. I know.
Oh no, it's Kyler's the
Any
reason
other
why it's
goalie,
not 20 to
We're
2.
talking 15 or 20, or
Kyler's-
whatever the cutoff is.
Kyler's the reason why it's not
When
20.
they
They would
stop putting
invent-
goals on the scoreboard, that's how many
Yeah.
they will have.
They would invent mercy rule for us. Like, we'll just stop the game now.
let's just play drop in.
Yeah, we'll invite some more people.
I don't see us scoring a goal against this team unless it's something really
A
weird.
fluke?
Like
I don't
some
know.
crazy-
I feel like we could get a goal or two. I don't think we're stopping them from scoring at least 6 or 7 though.
They will.
So what's your
score-
prediction?
I think it's somewhere around 6 or 7 to 1 or 2. Probably pretty close to what.
Who scores the 2 or 1 or 2?
I don't know, man. Pepper could be due for a goal. Pepper could be due for a goal. He is back off of injury, and he was shooting pretty good. And Pepper's sneaky with his hands. He's a little sneakier than you think. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
All right, Ponton.
I think they score at least 8. If they don't score more than that, it's probably because they just simply laid off.
Yeah.
I don't think that dude with the red helmet's laying off.
No, he didn't seem to be that type of guy. I think at some point yesterday, the memo went out to their team. He did not get the memo. I'll say we're going to score a goal somewhere, somehow.
Who scores it?
The stanchion or
All right.
the scorekeeper. Like,
How
it's
about
gonna
this?
go
We
off
up the
something
ante.
weird.
$10, $20. 2 hour does block shots.
Block shots.
Block shots.
Wait, what now?
Block
Per
their
shot?
shots. No, not. Well, we could do per. Well, I don't have that. Cooch, we have to talk to Cooch about
Man,
that.
you already owe me
But-
wings.
I owe you wings. Since we're not going to score goals, it's going to be in our zone most of the time, anyways. The person that blocks most of the shots,
Gets $20.
that's got to be more than $20 with the way these guys shoot.
Well, no, 20 from everybody.
I'm down with that.
We're all gonna owe.
Who's
We're all
counting?
gonna owe Kyler $20.
Well, it doesn't. Block shots because no one's. We're not going to win.
I mean,
Does that sound like a legit thing?
so you're saying you're going to bench yourself so you can watch this? The whole game,
I'll
right?
do the tally. Oh yeah, I'll do a tally.
Well, how about we discuss a little bit further, and then the next podcast you can say, "Hey, we came up with this." And
Okay.
This was
All right.
know. But yeah, that a little game within the game.
Because it's going to be in our zone most of the time,
And
anyway.
the main game is not going to be fun anyway, so
It's
it's
gonna
going to
be in
find
a-
some fun.
Let's just show up drunk.
That's what we're trying to do to them.
That's what we're trying to do to them.
Yeah, so, all right, guys. Well, Cory, Ponton, thanks for jumping on with us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, it was
We'll do a
lot of fun.
podcast tomorrow.
Great question. Great question.
I'm going to head home tomorrow, I think. We'll do one tomorrow, and then just give everyone an update, a little more detailed of how we got speed bagged.
2 games today, so
Yeah.
the first one's going to be a for sure speed bag.
We will definitely have more. Cooch thought it was, God bless Cooch, got, 90 filet mignons, salmon, and 80 jumbo shrimp So we'll have some more.
If they try to cook those in that kitchen in those pans, I may like take over and say, "Nah, guys, we're going."
I can't wait for a filet mignon, salmon, shrimp, pretzel bun burger.
From Hooters.
I mean, at least we know there will be some crunch.
There we go.
Yeah. So thank you guys for
Hi,
hopping
guys.
on.
Well, thanks for hopping on, guys. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time. Peace.
Bye.